Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm your host, Preston M. Smith. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Living Artist Podcast. I'm Preston M. Smith, at PMS Artwork everywhere on internet land and socials. I want to thank you for landing on this podcast. Whether you're a professional artist, just getting started in the art world, a collector of art, or just consider yourself a creative person, this podcast has something for you. I like to think of it as a fun way to rant and talk to other creative people about living the life of an artist, surviving and getting ahead in the art world, and enjoying your life. But most importantly, not waiting until you're dead to make it happen. All right, let's get started. Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then, you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify, as well as Q&A polls to take conversations with your fans to the next level. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. I'm personally getting a lot out of Spotify for Podcasters, and I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Hello?
Yes, excuse me, sir. Can I have a moment of your time?
I suppose...
Forget about it.
What the hell?
Thank you for calling the Whitlock residence. You're speaking to Jimmy.
Yes, I've got something... You know what? I don't think you're gonna like this product.
Hello? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Hello?
Nope.
You know what? Maybe I would like that product. Let me give this guy a jingle.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Son of a...
Well, bam, 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 bam. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. No, this is not the Muppet Show, even though sometimes I wish it were. But yeah, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say in the intro there. Have any of you recognized or realized that customer service has kind of gone down the shitter? I realized it. I know a lot of other people that I've talked to have realized it also. And, you know, it's a combination of the pandemic and inflation and wars and the political climate. And I just don't think people really have it in them to be good with customer service anymore or to really give a shit with any job they're in. They're just like, oh, you don't like it? Well, I quit. That's a far cry from when I was coming up. It seemed like we all wanted a job so bad and we had to hold down a job and we would do everything we could to, live up to expectations and give our best customer service and give 100%. And now it's just like, this is not really what I'm about anyway. Obviously, this is a very broad generalization, but I'm sure a lot of you out there have witnessed this. I'll just give you an example. My wife and I went to a restaurant and, we're very nice customers. I worked in the customer service for 17 years. And, it was at the end of the pandemic, tail end of the pandemic. And they sat us down after a while. And it was one of those things where you had to basically scan the code and order your own food. So we ordered our own food, figured everything out, put it all in, put all the order in, just did everything for the entire wait staff, and they couldn't even bring us a glass of water. We ordered, they brought our food out, we still didn't get our water. I noticed they were just setting water on random tables, and I said, oh, excuse me, do you think we could get a little water when you get a chance? And she's like, let me see if we have any. And she walked off, and I was like, whoa, okay. And then I noticed them like sitting more people and giving more water, and we were like halfway through our meal, and I said, oh, excuse me, I noticed you have some water. Is it possible to get some? And she just kind of sneered and walked away. And then about 5 minutes later, she came back and she literally threw the water down on our table and just walked away. It was just like almost spilled and just walked away. And we're like, oh, wow. not coming back here. So that's just one example of many. But, it's one of those things where I understand it's hard times. I get it. Maybe waiting tables is not your dream job. Definitely wasn't my dream job. Maybe working in a coffee shop. Hey, maybe working in an auto mechanic shop or as an accountant. Who knows what your job is? Maybe it's not your jam, but it's what we do. And, we deal with people, we deal with customers. There's still something to be said for giving it 100%. And to take that a step further, what I wanted to talk about today was how can you stand out right now amongst all the other artists that are selling their work to collectors and getting their work out there. I think this is one example or one way that we can really stand out is by giving good customer service or at least engaging with the collector and, being a human being and doing things on time and following through and doing what we say we're going to do and just being excited about our work. I'm not saying to put on a fake happy face. He'd be like, hey, thanks for choosing my artwork. What can I do for you? I'm not saying that because that's also false and rubs people the wrong way. What I'm saying is have a genuine enthusiasm for what you do, feel gratitude when people like your work and when they come and buy your work and want to collect it and put it in their home. That's like a major thing. It's really cool to have another human being recognize something in your work and want to put it in their home or their office or give it to somebody or just collect it because they think it has value. That is something special, and I've been lucky enough to sell a lot of my work, and I know a lot of you out there have sold work and want to sell more work, and this is something that I really think can give you a leg up, especially in these days, in general, but especially these days in a world of rate hikes, higher prices, general malaise, and bad attitude when it comes to customer service. I think this can really make you stand out just by going above and beyond a little bit, Maybe that means following up with your collectors and writing them thank you notes. I've been doing that forever, since before the pandemic, since before this general work malaise struck the population. I was doing that a long time ago. I would send Christmas cards. I would send thank you notes and personalized thank you notes with each work that was sold. This could mean, your newsletter, checking in with your collectors, checking in with the people who follow and love your work. This could mean just reaching out from time to time and say, hello. Hey, just wanted to find out how this work is fitting in your home. How are you liking it? Is it speaking to you? Has it been a good conversation starter? How is it brightening the energy in your house or your office? These are all things that you can do. You can check in from time to time and just say, look, hey, as a token of my gratitude, I really appreciate you collecting my work. You mean a lot to me and all my collectors mean a lot to me. And I wanted to offer you a special discount on some future work and give them a discount code for your website or whatever art marketplace you're on, or just say, look, if you're wanting to collect another piece, just reach out to me and I'll give you a little repeat collector discount on this. Just show some appreciation. I guarantee you this kind of stuff right now will go a long way because people are used to it. It's not just you and I. It's not just the people we talk to and other artists. It's also collectors. People are feeling it. People are feeling like the lack of customer service and the lack of connection with people. Like you want to go out and feel like you're being treated special. I mean, it used to be a thing back when I worked about the customer always being right. Well, the customer is not only not right anymore, the customer is barely acknowledged in some places. Like I've had places where we ordered something and they gave us half of the portion size. It wasn't even like a full meal. And we called in and the manager was like, yeah, you know what? We measure everything out. That's what it is. And it was like, well, I can send you a picture of it to show you. And they're like, we're really busy right now. That's what it is. And they just don't give a shit. Like in the past, it would be like, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. What can we do for you? We'd love to, comp your next meal or give you a discount on your next meal. Nothing. Like you really have to complain. And I don't like to complain. And I know a lot of other people don't like to complain. So just rise above, go above and beyond with the people who are buying your work and who are collecting your work. These are special people. These are people that you can even have a good relationship, a friendship relationship with. You can become a close friend with this person. You can become a supporter of what they do. Like look into what they do. Oh, take some interest in what your collectors are doing in their life. I do that all the time. I have email threads with collectors from around the world that I've talked to and I get to know them. Oh, you're a doctor. Oh, that's really interesting. What are you working on? Oh, yeah, we've been working on this in this field and we're revolutionizing this little element of what we're doing. And I'm like, oh, that's really fascinating. And then I add something back to that. Just get engaged with them Be interested in who they are as human beings as well, and they will be interested in you. And I'm not saying do this from a phony place. Like, I think so many things nowadays, especially in the art world, the entertainment world, are transactional. And I think it's really interesting to just take some time, be present with your relationships. These are not just your friends, your family, your significant others, your kids, whatever. This is people who are interested in your work. Take some time, be present in that relationship. Don't just be like, try to make the sale, make the sale, make the sale. Make the sale, sure, that's fine. But also check in with them. See what they're up to. By the way, what do you do? I'm curious what you and your family do, or what you and your husband or wife, significant other does for a living. Find out what they do, or just find a different way to connect. A lot of times they will drop little bits of information in the first message to you, and you can build off of that relationship there. And I guarantee you, when you build off these relationships, not only will you feel more fulfilled, and maybe you have a potential friend down the road, but you will also have a collector for life. You'll have somebody who wants to come back and buy more work and be excited and proud to have your work in their home or in their office. I really can't emphasize enough how important this is in general. Just in general times, like if we go back to a time where customer service is important again, it's still important to give good customer service and to connect with your people, but especially nowadays with what's going on in the world and how on edge people are and how kind of fed up people are with like the normal routine and the normal work environment, I think it really means even more nowadays. So hopefully this means something to you. And I would just say, take this idea and run with it. Like, how can you apply this in your art practice? How can you apply this in your social media game? How you talk with people, how you DM people? How can you apply this to your newsletter? How can you apply this to every time somebody collects your work or is interested in collecting your work or commissions you, or gallery relationships? How can you apply all this? This really will make you stand out, I think. Just being a good human being, doing what you say you're going to do, being consistent, having quality in your relationships, quality in your work, showing up. These are all very important things. So hopefully you're doing that. If you're not doing that, time to tighten the screws a little bit and apply some of these things to your art practice, into your sales and collector's game. So that's it for today. Kind of a short one, but a very important one, something that's been on my mind and something that I haven't really synthesized and put out into podcast form. So I just wanted to do a little brain dump with that today. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you are having a great week. Hope you are feeling fulfilled. Hopefully you are making good relationships with people and your collectors. If you're not, start now and be good to one another and be good to yourself. And we will see you next time.
You know what? I'm going to reach out again. Give him the old razzle-dazzle. No good? An old-timey phone should do the trick.
Yeah, hello.
Ha ha! How you like me now?
Wait a minute. How'd you get this number?
Gotta get up early in the morning to try that flim-flam on me. Next time he'll think twice before trying that razzmatazz around here, see?
The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
This has been the Living Artist Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I just want you to know that I appreciate you being here, and I'm grateful to be in your ears. Your art and creative life on this planet is meaningful, so thank you for sharing it with me. If you like this podcast, whatever platform you're listening to it on, please subscribe and share it with your friends. You can also leave me a positive review to show your support. This helps me to reach more people with the algorithmic magic and keep the show going strong. If you want to see more of what I do and check out the art that I create, you can visit my website at www.pmsartwork.com or follow me on social media everywhere at PMS Artwork. That's it for now. See you back here next time.